What's up, Vorthoses? So, while we're not in a preview season, this video is going to have a ton of preview art from the new upcoming set, Throne of Eldraine. Wizards recently dropped a ton of art on us from the set at San Diego Comic-Con last Saturday. So this video is going to go over all of that art in depth, talk about some predictions we might have for the set, and just really enjoy especially what Seth McKinnon has put out for the set. All right, so let's begin with the first picture they put out there. So we have this lady in blue stepping into what looks to be like some large storybook. Who needs a planar portal when you have a large storybook that you can just open and step into? Well, to be fair, we don't know if she's going to another plane or just another location on Eldraine. We don't know exactly where she's going, but wherever she's going, she's stepping into, it seems to be like a moat around a castle. Maybe that's where the Rapunzel art that we'll see later comes from. Hopefully she can swim. Hopefully there's no crocodiles or anything dangerous like that in the water. A gingerbread man that might jump up out at her. Not much else to see there. Actually, I do want to point out she could potentially be really tiny, I'm not exactly sure if the book is extremely huge, but compared to the other books behind it, it looks like it might just be a close-up of a book that's open. She could be extremely, extremely tiny. Segovia, anyone? Next, we have Circle of Protection swords? No, it does appear to be like some sort of Circle of Protection type card. We have 5 knights arranged in a circle. We've got a wall of some kind of white flame going around, and all of the tips of their swords are in the middle. You'll also notice the location appears like they're inside of a castle, yet right inside the circle, it's all like broken up as though like the location inside the circle doesn't match where they are. So probably don't want to be a person standing inside of that circle from the looks of it, whether it's the magic that's going to get you or them poking all 5 of their swords right into you. So don't want to be there. It also looks like some sort of Knight of the Round sort of kind of thing that they're going with there, and these could be, the Knights of the Round. Maybe we'll see a Guinevere there or a Sir Lancelot. Knights is probably going to be a heavy tribal theme in this set. It only does make sense. And there we have Rapunzel in all of her red-haired glory. This is beautiful art. This one will stay in my head as soon as I figure out who she is outside of Disney's Rapunzel. This art will be lodged inside of my head forever. She is gorgeous. This art looks like it's something out of some sort of high fantasy magazine type thing. Her hair is flowing down into the wind. She's got some kind of petals that she's just like letting go. Maybe she's trying to send a message out to come save her or something of that nature. I really like the colors. I love the way that the green contrasts with the red of her hair. And I'm sure it's going to be a legendary creature of some sort. Can't wait to add her to the Femme Fatale deck. All right. I think everybody and their mother believes that this is going to be some kind of Turn to Frog, which it absolutely should be the art for Turn to Frog, as it's a frog. You can see a crown behind him. It appears a prince or a king of some kind has been turned into a frog. So that's all I'm going to say about that, is it should be a Turn to Frog. If it's not, they will have dropped the ball. Then we have some sort of regal queen. With all the circles around her, it sort of seems as though she might be of some sort of relation to that Circle of Knights that we saw earlier. I love her pose. Very strong, very elegant. She's got that sword in her hands. It's like, don't F with me. You F with me, you already know what's going down. So I really like this art. The texture of her braids, very, very authentic. It looks really good. I wonder what's inside of this little house. I guarantee you there's a witch there. I guarantee you she likes to fatten little kids up, put them in the oven, bake them. It's going to be a part of the story. That's a Hansel and Gretel is a huge fairy tale. So I very seriously doubt they'll miss that. Mark Rosewater did tell us that there would be a big bad wolf, so it only makes sense that there is a Little Riding Hood, or I guess 3 Little Pigs for that matter. I'm interested to see whether this is going to be a legendary permanent, like the House of Seven Gables. I don't know. The gingerbread house. I'm hoping that it's legendary, because that's going to be really interesting to see exactly what a house like this does. We have what appears to be a castle out in the middle of the water somewhere, sitting on some kind of rock. Whether that rock is floating or it's just a smaller part of a larger rock, don't know. But you can see the little gondolas that ferry you to and from, and the stairs leading up to it. I'm really hoping that this city moves, because it seems really kind of inconvenient just to be right there. The spires are all beautiful. I really like the window work on the buildings. I just don't see much room for expansion for the people. So if they've got a population of people that's booming, you guys are going to need to probably come a little closer to the rocks down here on the bottom. So look at these swords. They're all molten hot swords, and they're just there. And we've got this young lady here wielding one of them up straight in the air. She looks badass. I'm wondering if it's probably a direct damage spell from the looks of it, or it might pump a creature. I very seriously doubt it's a character card itself, like a creature or a legendary creature for that matter. It looks to be like some sort of sorcery or instant. Maybe an enchantment. I guess we'll see. Wow, what do we have going on here? An archway with light pouring through it down onto a reflection of a man. Is that a mirror, or is he standing on the opposite side? Is there another guy standing on the opposite side? The world may never know. I like the water flowing from the walls and the reflection of the water, the light making the water bounce onto the walls. It's really, really nice looking. It's a very nice effect, and exactly what water would do if light was hitting on it from that angle and bouncing against the wall. So very, very good art. As for what this artifact does, probably allows you to copy a creature that you have and then buffs it in some kind of way. It looks like the witch that we're going to see later has been tricked by some Gretel looking elf, I guess she's supposed to be, and now she's inside of the pie and she's about to get baked. Probably not going to be very tasty. I'm just being honest with you. She's kind of old and decrepit. We have a matron here holding her dog, her ugly bat dog looking thing. I'm wondering if this is potentially the witch. Yes, even the same witch that we see holding the apple, of that we will see holding the apple in just a few more photos. But she's got some boy behind her. I don't know if he's been knocked down onto the ground or if he's cleaning there for her in some sort of payment. She looks like she's telling you no. So I'm curious as to what exactly the card is going to do. Maybe neg1 counters. Maybe she gives neg1 to your opponent's creatures. That'd be pretty cool to see on a creature. She's got some bells on her, a cup, and her jewelry. Some sort of rich lady for sure. Some sort of rich lady. Definitely a black card. Can't get around that. No other color. Mono black. And we have a play on Sleeping Beauty. Instead, it looks like we have Sleeping Bro. So she's giving him the kiss this time around, and it looks like it's waking him up from some sort of stasis. Nice artwork as well. I like her dress. I like the design. From what she's wearing, it actually appears that she could be the Rapunzel that we saw. No, the hair's not quite as long, but I remember her having that little circlet right there. Let's bring that up again so we can compare and contrast. Potentially my favorite art from the set so far that they've released. A Lady of the Lake / Ariel / Excalibur all in one kind of thing. I'm thinking that this is an instant or a sorcery that returns an artifact from the graveyard back to your hand. If not, if this is a representative of a legendary creature, I am all for it because she looks badass, and I want a Fey merfolk on my team. I have been asking for a Fey merfolk since I began playing Magic back in 2001. So if this is what it has taken to get there, I am ready. Please, Wizards, bring it on. Do you want my money or not? Give me a legendary fairy merfolk. Do it now. And then we have Goldilocks. Doesn't she look as hellish as possible? This little girl will kill you and your pets, and she will mount the heads of your pets on a wall behind her. Be very afraid. This woman is coming, this girl is coming for Ayula and every bear that she could possibly produce. The cubs, everything. She's coming for them. Be very afraid. Be very afraid of this little girl. Then we have the Gingerbread Man. Sincerely hoping that this is a legendary creature, as it'll be really, really funny to see people helm their commander decks with a Gingerbread Man. That's all I'm gonna say about this card. It looks extremely fun. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about this card. Look at the old lady in the back. Okay, that's the last thing I'm gonna say about this card. And this art is actually the one in the running for my favorite, between the Lady of the Lake, which we saw, and this also appearing to be the Lady of the Lake and also Ariel at the same time. A Magic the Gathering Ariel would change my life, possibly. Ariel is my favorite of the Disney princesses, but this art looks really, really good. And Leva Prima, who's the same one that painted the first Lady of the Lake we saw, also did this piece here, and she has done a phenomenal job. Like the way that the hair mirrors itself on the other side of this mirror, the texture of the mermaid's skin, and the gorgeous contrast of the green and purple against her red hair and her green eyes is of the dress on the human side. Ariel is just very, very pretty, and I'm very excited to have this card in my hand. And here's the witch that we were talking about. Now, at second glance, she doesn't look anything at all like the old lady that we saw with the boy behind her cleaning the floor. This one is definitely related to Snow White, but then she has those tiny little hands, so I'm wondering if she steals children and keeps them inside of herself, and that's how she ends up extending her life, or something of that nature. But she definitely doesn't look good. She's definitely going to be a black card, we can tell. The gift she's giving, I wouldn't eat that apple. I think most people watching here would agree, do not eat that apple. All of the art from this set, I'll wait till the end to talk about it because it's gorgeous. And the last picture I wanted to go over is the alternate art of Goldilocks that'll appear on the storyboard card, the special version of it. It doesn't get any better than this. Her childish little smirk on her face as she has savagely brutally murdered the three bears and is decorating their home with their own carcasses. Like, it doesn't get scarier than that. Like, no, you may not bring your daughter over to my house. I have pets, okay? I have pets. All right, but all in all, Vorthoses, as you can see, the art that they've previewed for us so far is phenomenal, top notch. I can't really think of a set recently that has art that I'm as excited for, but I feel like I say that with each set that comes out. So in that regard, Wizards just continues to outdo themselves. I didn't show you guys the Seb McKinnon picture. There's the Seb McKinnon picture. See anything hidden inside? No? No one? Well, people have been speculating that the spirit that you see over there is Aminatu, but to be perfectly honest with you, without that little skull on her forehead and her skin being 100% the opposite color, I don't think that it's her. I think it's just some kind of spirit, maybe not even like a legendary, maybe nothing even named. Really not much else to say about this art. I'm gonna move my head out of the way so you guys can enjoy. And with that, my friends, I'm gonna bring this video to a close. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and Vorthon, Vorthos.